Hi, this is Bill. This video is a reaction video to Michael Bordenero's Social Security video and of course, somewhat to Howard on his retirement quarter's response to it. And I think I've got this guy figured out. Yeah, Michael Bordenero is definitely the master of gloom and doom, and yeah, this is kind of my take on all this. Michael Bordenero, got a big channel now. He's got 300,000 subscribers, and he talks about topics ranging from the economy, real estate, and recently Social Security. And believe me, it's all gloom and doom. And so, yeah, he comes from a background of being a real estate agent. And actually, I've learned a lot from his channel, so I appreciate that. He's certainly opened my mind up on some things to think about with real estate, and some of the costs and things associated with the things you should ask, questions you should ask, and so on and so forth. So I really appreciate that, because I'll probably have to be downsizing my house, and one thing he's opened my mind to is it's just that maybe renting's the better solution after I move from here, because I think about it, I may only have like 10 years left to live when this happens. So and owning a house and dealing with that is generally a long-term commitment. And so I appreciate that, and so I do find a lot of what he says is useful. Now, in all fairness to him, I really do believe he sincerely believes in his doom and gloom message. I mean, I think he's really sincere about this. I think he believes everything he's saying. I don't think it's just about trying to get more views and likes, and maybe Howard would disagree with that point of view. But I think I've got this guy figured out, and I'm going to tell you what I think is really going on here. So we go on to the Social Security video, and of course he opens this up with saying that Social Security is going bankrupt, and first of all, it's a bit factual. He says that when the trust fund runs out, there'll only be 79, benefit will be 79% of what it is now. And mathematically, that's basically correct. I've heard numbers, and this certainly falls in the range of that. Then quickly his video kind of divulges into that 79 now becomes 0%, and like no one's going to be getting Social Security when they retire, especially your Gen Zs and millennials, and that is basically totally false. And I mean, at least assuming that the U.S. government exists, assuming that our economy kind of exists, the projections are something like this. And I don't know, I may add this to the end of this video, but it depends on how long this goes. But according to the Social Security Administration, they're now saying that maybe 83%, the benefit will be 83% of what it is now when the trust fund runs out. And in 2098, they say 75%. So, we're all going to be dead by then, including him for that matter. So, yeah, Social Security is going to be around. So, yeah, don't get scared about that. Don't let that scare you that it's not going to happen. Now, this is what I think Michael Bordenero is all about. One thing he said in that video that probably nobody really picked up on, but it's very relevant to this topic, is that he says he does not want to wait till his 60s to retire. He probably wants to retire in his mid-50s or earlier. And so in that worldview, he's not going to be eligible for Social Security. So from a financial planning point of view, he basically is right. It doesn't exist, because people in their 50s can't collect Social Security. That's a fact. And and I'm going to tell you, this is his non-negotiable right now, is this idea he's going to retire in his 50s. And so, of course, what happens is that the rest of the discussion then goes right down the path of what that means in his life. So he lives in a condo on the beach in Miami, and then he spends like several months in California in the summer. He doesn't like the heat that much. So first point here, he has a pretty, let's put it this way, it's not a low-cost lifestyle. He's probably pretty affluent. So I think he's correct. He's going to probably need $5 million in retirement savings and investment to maintain that lifestyle, especially since he's going to have to probably have 10 years of work before he can bridge that into Social Security helping him. So yeah, Social Security will not exist for him. And so this is, so that's his worldview that he's going to apply to everybody. The second thing, I can sympathize with this a bit with him, is that he's self-employed, so I assume he has to pay the 12.4% FICA tax. Most of us that are employed by someone else pay 6.2%. And I did an analysis of this and posted it a while back that for the 6.2 we're paying in, if you use a 4% withdrawal rule, and I went through kind of the mathematical analysis of this, if you retire at 62, it's about a 5.4% return on your taxes that you've put in, at least for what I've contributed. It goes up to about 6% at 70, and that's actually not bad for something that's completely risk-free. But when you go to paying 12.4, those numbers drop to something like 3.4 to 3.8, and I'm sure he resents that, and possibly rightfully so, because he probably feels I could be investing this thing in the markets and get better return than that. I'm sure any financial advisor probably could beat those rates. So yeah, so that's his worldview. And by the way, it's very, another thing is fun is when he goes on an EV rant, because he doesn't like them. But again, it's the same thing. It's non-negotiable. He doesn't want to wait an hour to charge his car to get 200 to 300 miles. That's just non-negotiable. That everything just goes right off the rails after that, which makes his discussions very entertaining. And I throw the Social Security one into the same bucket. Again, his non-negotiable is that he doesn't want to wait to 60 to retire. He wants to retire way before that. And in that worldview, Social Security will not exist. So, during the front end of that retirement. So, yeah, I take it. You have to take this with a grain of salt. Now, the other thing I will point out too is that. And I would disagree with Howard a bit on this, is that he thinks that growing this massive channel just spreading gloom and doom, and that's what's selling the channel. I don't think that's the case. I think the guy has an amazing presence and delivery of material that's interesting to people. And yeah, I'm jealous. I wish I had that ability. I could say all the same stuff he's saying, and my subscriber count would probably be what it is today, about 450. So, yeah, it's all the delivery and presentation, and yeah, that's it. So, anyway, so if you like this video, please like and subscribe. Please comment. It all helps me with my low self-esteem, and yeah, I'm going to put another video out on the Social Security budgets and things I think probably could be done to help fix that. So stay tuned. Bye-bye.